In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this type of zipper pocket. So, let's get started. Take your external back piece and flip it to the wrong side of the fabric. Then you're going to take your cutout template and we're going to center it along the top edge here. So you should have center points marked on the top and the bottom of your external back. So you're going to center it, place the top edge along the edge of your back piece, and then we're going to mark around the template. So I just like to make a little notches where I have to make lines. Here we go, and then I can just take my ruler and make nice straight lines. Here we go, just like that. Then you're going to take scissors and we're going to cut along those lines. You can throw away this piece or keep it aside to use for later project. Then go ahead and mark a 7mm seam allowance around that top cutout edge. Take your back panel and place the zipper facing down. So decide which way you want the zipper to open and place it the same way. So I like my pockets to open from left to right. So this is how I'm going to position my zipper. And align the zipper along the bottom edge of your back panel. If you want, you can baste that in place. Otherwise, grab one of your lining zipper pockets. So if you are using directional print, make sure you position it correctly. Then grab your zipper with your back panel and place it along the top edge, just like that. So you're basically aligning the edge that you just clipped or basted. So your zipper and your back panel is upside down. Now you're going to sew the seam using 7mm seam allowance. When you've got this ready, you're going to flip the back panel away from the zipper, just like that. So press the seam allowance towards the top. And then you can take this to the machine and we're going to top stitch along that finished seam. When you have this ready, take your back panel and you're going to flip and align the other side of the zipper along that straight edge here. So you're going to position the pocket the way that you want it to be open, like this. And then you're going to just take your zipper, flip the back panel and the zipper pocket away and center it along that inner cutout here. Now take this to the machine and we're going to baste the pocket 2mm from the edge, but you're going to only baste it from this side to this side. So only baste from here to here. Don't go over the edges because then you will not be able to finish the pocket. This is very important. Once this is ready, take your remaining lining zipper pocket and place it right side facing down. So right sides of your pockets are facing each other. You're going to place it on top and then you're going to align that top edge along the zipper. When you have this ready, you're going to flip it to the other side and we're going to stitch that seam from this point to this point. Now take your scissors and you're going to snip the back piece from that corner here, going towards the end of your stitch. So you're going to stop about 1 or 2 millimeters from the stitch. And do that on the other side as well. Once you've got that snipped, you're going to flip it over and then bring everything to the back side. So you're basically flipping the zipper pocket to the back side. Be very gentle not to rip your fabric. Here we go, just like that. Bring those little pieces to the front as well. Then you're going to lie your back piece flat and make sure you have a nice 90 degrees here. So I usually like to just grab my pattern piece, lay it on the bottom, and then I just line it up, because the pocket has tendency to pull it forwards here. So if you have a grid line on your cutting mat, you can use that as well, or a ruler. And then you're going to measure 7 millimeters from this short edge here, and we're going to mark it on top of our back panel. So I'm going to just place a small piece of interfacing here, just so you know what I'm doing. So keeping this corner straight, from this edge here, mark 7 millimeters on top of your back panel. Here we go, just like that. So I have my marking here, and then you do the same thing on this side. Once you have this mark, flip the short end here to the wrong side. So you're basically folding the back panel onto itself, right side facing each other. And then you're going to line up that seam that you marked previously with the notch that you just marked. If your back panel is slightly longer, don't worry, you can always trim it off, but you want to make sure those notches are aligned. Just like that. You can just clip that in place. Then you're going to do that on this side as well. So again, bring that piece over, line it up. So keep everything nice and flat. Here we go, just like that. Now you're going to take this to the machine, and we're going to stitch the seam in 2 stages. So first you're going to stitch on the visible portion of your zipper, so from here going towards that corner on both sides. When you do that, make sure you have your zipper pockets separated. So when you flip it to the other side and you're stitching, make sure your zipper pockets are nice and flat in opposite directions, so you don't catch them when you're stitching that seam. Then when this portion of the seam is finished, you can flip the top portion of your zipper pocket down, lay it nice and flat, and then you will be able to finish the seam on both sides. When you have this ready, it should look something like this. Go ahead and trim the top edge if you have to. And now you're going to top stitch along the zipper pocket. So again, we're going to do that in 2 stages. First, separate your zipper pockets. So again, make sure they are nice and flat. Keep the seam allowance flat. Press it if you have to. First, you're going to stitch along the bottom edge. Leave long thread tails so you can start and end here. Then bring the threads to the wrong side and tie a knot to secure them. Then you're going to bring the pockets down, lay it nice and flat. And then again, leaving long thread tails, you're going to stitch along those 2 angled seams here. And again, pull the thread tail to the wrong side and tie a knot to secure them. once you've got that top stitch, you're going to flip it back, and this is how it should look like. So you have your pocket separated. You're going to line up your zipper pockets, trim the excess on the bottom piece, and then we're going to stitch on all 3 sides. So make sure you don't stitch through the back panel. So it is easier to just fold the back panel on top of itself like this, and then you can sew the seams.